nuts and bolts. You're a VA mortgage guy,
Mhm.
and I know you handle it all that stuff. But we have an audience, especially East Coast centric audience, Washington D.C., all down West Virginia. Captain James McCormick, our Purple Heart, former past president of the Military Order of the Purple Heart, current executive director of the Vietnam Veterans of America. You 100,000 guys.
Yeah.
He has guys around the country, and what they do is sometimes they need help and they pick up the phone. We got a guy in Virginia, say, we got a guy in DC, we got a guy down in Georgia who gives you a call, says, hey, Tim, you get those calls. Tell me about those. Seriously, just down to earth. You get calls from military guys, all different ranks. What do you do as a VA mortgage broker to help them?
Well, we have the same process. We've built out our process to help people at the maximum level. We guide them through. We have to gather their information. And that's work history, living history, compare income versus credit, their debts, and things like that, and put it together. You need to counsel some people. That has to be said. Not everybody qualifies. The VA has an amazing program. It actually results in the fewest amount of foreclosures ever, but the highest lending limits, which I think is pretty amazing. So they got that formula worked out really well. Not everybody qualifies. And so when you get somebody that doesn't, you gotta go into like, hey, this is what we need to, fix or correct or something like that. But turn down some people that can't get into, using their VA benefit are very low. The VA is very generous with what they accept. So we get calls all the time. Hey, my buddy did a loan with you and he said you're really good, took care of him. I just want the same thing. Cool. We go off referral a lot. Our Google reviews are, we're really growing that. We're very proud of it. And the fact that we got all those 5-star reviews means that we did 5-star work. And people thought that, hey, we should award you with at least, a shout out or some way that you can leverage that to get more business. And we're grateful for everybody there. Some of them are just absolutely awesome stories. What we helped turn around, overcome. I've had a few that have been turned, veterans that got turned down other places because literally the other loan originators, they did not understand what you can really do with a VA loan and what VA will lend on. They just don't know. They're maybe not as experienced or whatnot, or maybe they don't specialize in VA lending. It's really not their thing. And their interest lies somewhere else in the mortgage world, which is fine. It leaves more for us to do. So we get calls all over. I mean, we've lent in North Pole, Alaska to, down in the Florida Keys. I think I definitely want to go to the Florida Keys more than North Pole, Alaska, but it was pretty cool too. From Arizona to Michigan to Tennessee, you name it, Ohio. So it's nice to be able to help people. We get a lot going. Like currently we're going to do a VA construction loan in North Carolina for a friend of mine who's doing some amazing work there with the Army. But yeah, I'm super excited when we get that call, because I remember when I was reaching out to somebody and the lender took great care of me, it kind of set the stage, like, hey, they did such a good job taking care of me. I have to pay it forward, and then we try and build on that, not only just to replicate the service that we got, but go above and beyond. And it's, you need to meet in person. Let's do it. Let's schedule an appointment. Hey, you need to come in. You need to talk on the phone. You've got a million questions. We will answer a million questions. The nice thing about doing a good amount of business that we do is we're super transparent. Like we have a lot of business going in. We do business the right way, so we can answer any questions. I've got nothing to hide. And I compel people that are mentally thinking they don't qualify or they're not going to take the next step and own a home, or, hey man, this happened to me and I heard, VA doesn't, work with this or do that. We can dispel a lot of rumors, very, very quickly. And even some tough situations we can still overcome, or put people on the path to get where they want to be, eventually come up with a plan. So it is very rare that we can't help somebody who's willing to help them.